Those guys can block downfield. Well executed. That big conversion.
Loses yardage. Here the Texas fans chanting overrated at Georgia. But to their credit, we talked to them yesterday. They didn't make a big deal about not getting a college football play. I think John was a better defensive end, said it very well. We have 2 losses. Notre Dame didn't have any. He understood. There would have been a lot of angst around the country if a 2-loss Georgia team got ahead of the other teams. He said we had our chance against Alabama. In the conference championship game, we didn't do it. So let's go up here tonight and prove how good we are. They're not going to do that. They blitz. Ellinger, the jump off to Colin Johnson. Wrestled down by Eric Stone.
They'll kick a field goal.
Georgia can't stop the clock, and they're under 2 minutes to go.
So Texas is going to let the clock run, probably take. And why would they call a timeout? There's no need to call a timeout. Just take the delay a game. They're just going to wait till the last second to call a timeout. This is pathetic. This is just.
They played 9 one-possession games this year. They went 6-3 in those games.
So why did they do that?
He wants to run as much time as possible off the clock before he kicks a field goal. And they're going to kick a field goal here, and that'll make it 31-14. They'll kick the ball off to Georgia with 1:15 remaining, and then Georgia will have to, in order to win the game, they'll have to get a touchdown, kick an onside kick, get the ball back, get another touchdown, kick another onside kick, get the ball back, and at least kick a field goal. But best case, I mean, that's to win the game. But to go to overtime, we got to get 2 touchdowns in 1:15. Not likely to happen, especially with the way we've been playing all night. We have to score as many points in the next 1:15 as we have scored all day. I hope he misses it. But this guy's pretty good, so. No, he missed it. Well. Faint hope. Huh. I don't think so. Unprepared is all I can say. Georgia did not take this seriously. If you've watched Georgia play all year, this is not the Georgia team that's been playing all year. I don't know who the hell this is, but this isn't Georgia. There's 1:10 to go, so we'll see what happens. But I'm betting Jake Fromm's going to overthrow the crap out of somebody, which is what he's been doing all freaking day. Why you would throw to that guy? They're going to call targeting right here on Davis. So Davis is going to be ejected. So I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but we went high. Everybody was bad tonight, Bryson. Everybody. They're going to show this again. Forcible head contact, lowering. Yeah, that's the definition. That is the definition of targeting. Head down, lean with the head, forcible contact to the head or neck area. Boom. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, Bill Lamagna, after our game in Dallas the other day, got rave reviews all over.
1:02 until Georgia probably loses this game.
He comes in. Crown of the helmet is
I don't know.
Tech there.
The GOAT.
This call-
I have no idea.
I think there's
Every Georgia player played like trash tonight. What was up with Jake Fromm tonight? I guess he didn't feel like playing because he damn sure didn't play.
You know, and I get the rule. I guess I just think, there's a minute left in the ball game.
Absolutely disappointing. 3-loss season with what could have been and should have been a playoff berth.
No, and I know you're not saying that, but I don't. It did. I've seen worse.
Yes.
I've seen worse targeting fouls than that. And I agree with you on that.
You've seen worse targeting fouls than that. That is the definition of targeting. Wow. Which it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And by the way, there's a whole box of, well, they just showed a box of hats, but confirmed targeting. Yeah. Yeah, missing tackles left and right. Kirby showed no emotion. Jonathan, I think a lot of the Georgia players were just, I guess, demoralized. I guess they just didn't want to play, and it's pissing me off.
Senior from Miami, Devontae Davis. Made his 26th career start.
So what's Georgia gonna do? Throw a Hail Mary right here?
We talked to said they want to be known for leading the
If Georgia's gonna play like this, absolutely.
game, getting the 10th win, getting Texas back to where Texas has been in the past, and Longhorn fans believe
Throw it. What are you doing?
Ron takes it down. That's going to be his longest run.
That's another targeting right there. Jesus.
You hate to see this.
That just came in for Davis. He's listed as the backup, but we haven't seen him
That's gonna be a sportsmanlike conduct against either Georgia or Texas.
step in.
Texas is losing some of their composure here. Bad penalty on Anthony Cook, and I'd say
This is embarrassing. Just embarrassing.
for a personal foul, maybe even taking the swing at the end of the play.
Really?
This is not what you want if you're Tom Herman.
Let's see.
Slide, he's giving up his body.
Bang.
You can't hit a quarterback sliding like that. You just can't do that. And then after the hit, there was some more pushing. I think some of the Georgia offensive linemen upset about what was going on. And
Oh, number 33. That's a punch. He's out.
It's going to get called.
I think every official.
I agree, Richard.
At the end of that play, there were many flags you'd ever see all over the field.
It was like, I think everybody threw a flag.
Really good field.
The referees threw flags. The freaking coaches, staff's throwing flags. Look at him smiling. I don't know why he thinks it's funny.
More quickly, they're going to have an opportunity for an onside kick. So for Tom Herman, I mean, they
And rightfully so. Georgia should have beat the hell out of them, but they didn't. They came out and played like crap, and Texas came out and played.
in the last minute.
Number 79, offense.
Holding call.
Personal foul, targeting. Number 4, defense. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 33, defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced. Because of the targeting, the previous play is under further review.
Good night. Man, Thomas, that hole you got next year, man, is just something. I was getting old.
You think that's targeting?
Mike,
Supposed to hit him.
dude, if you don't think I'm going to point out the obvious, there's a difference between pointing out the obvious and making excuses.
Did he hit him in the head?
Texas come out and absolutely rolled Georgia over. There's no doubt. Georgia played like crap. There's no doubt. It's not an excuse. That's a fact.
And then, if that's the case, the two penalties offset, and
Well,
then the extra penalty would be enforced.
Actually,
Is that right?
the late hit on the quarterback's a dead ball foul.
No, so it was a holding on Georgia.
That's correct.
And it was okay.
So you'd have the 10-yard penalty for the holding. Then you'd have the offsets that would occur because of the late hit and the unsportsmanlike conduct.
But those were both
No, they
on
were
Texas.
both on Texas.
But my question is, if the book says it wasn't targeting, but it should be a personal foul,
Jake Fromm fandom is why UGA is being held back like these big games. He comes up short. He's not a bad player. He's just not great. I don't know about that, dude. I mean, he played bad in this game, but I would say the defense played bad, the offense played bad, receivers dropped balls. Nobody was tackling like they're supposed to, and Jake Fromm can only throw a ball. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Fields got to be transferring. I don't know. I guess only 4 people hit the like button. Some people are just here to see me in misery.
The practices at tonight. The Sports Center coming a little more slowly than it looked like.
I mean, there's a lot of people on here that you know, it's not easy to get on here and make these videos after your team gets humiliated. And I mean, you guys want to jump on here and talk smack, that's fine. But you know, if you're not willing to make a video, dude, try to be a little easy on the smack talking, because you're not exposing yourself like I am.
One of the great wins in many a year for Austin and the Texas Longhorns is that this
The holding
stands.
foul is a live ball foul on number 79. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced for the previous spot. After the play, personal foul targeting number 4 defense. Unsportsmanlike, number 33 defense. By rule, those penalties are canceled. However, number 4 is still disqualified. That's the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul on number 33.
How did the unsportsmanlike conduct on number 33, which is Texas, and the targeting,
If both those fouls are against Texas,
how did they cancel?
both dead ball fouls, they need to be enforced
I don't understand that at all.
and result in an automatic first down.
That makes no sense. They screwed the referees just screwed that up. They just said that the two penalties that Texas had offset each other. How can one team offset its own damn penalty?
They realize that it's too bad for these guys too, Bill, because I think it's been a
The damn referees are terrible these days. In every game we watch, they miss plays, they miss calls, they get it wrong.
the first time around.
I agree with you. They've had a good game both on the field and the replay booth.
Yeah.
And they're out of
Collected
sync
on the
right
dead
now.
ball foul. The targeting foul will be enforced 15 yards, and the unsportsmanlike foul, that is declined. But that still will count as his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
Why would you decline the damn penalty? They should stack.
Still disagree with that.
Oh my God.
All the dead ball fouls are against one team.
They stack.
Continue to enforce those.
Yeah, exactly. What? I don't know. I don't know that you can decline it.
Please don't speak again.
Yeah, he's oh my God. Look, this is why I'm talking about the referees screw up everything, man. These referees are pathetic these days. Now they got to talk about it to figure out that they screwed it up again.
The 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. There's 54 seconds left. You said a quick touchdown here and an
I
onside
need you to
kick
find
and
Louisiana.
all of a
Sorry,
sudden
the referee, because I believe you can do a better job of this.
What is he doing, man?
they've moved it.
See, we've got 500 cameras in 4K HD. You got 10 referees standing out of that field. Forgive me if I'm wrong on a number or two here. And they can't see this stuff. They get instant replay. They got the guy in the booth watching, and they still can't figure it out. Oh my God.
Jalen Green is the newest entry. He's number 3.
They missed a 15-yard penalty
He's a true freshman.
They're playing a
or 10-yard penalty, whatever.
kind of safety net coverage behind the end.
Throw it.
Brown throws, and it is up for grabs and incomplete.
UGA needs a brand new offensive coordinator. Brian, you're absolutely right. I've been saying that since last year. Jim Chaney goes in with one game plan, and that's all he can do.
He just couldn't get over the big body of Holloman. He timed it perfect. He just couldn't get over the top of it to get his hands on the football.
Huh? No, but most of the time he's gonna run what he's told to run. Chaney's terrible. I agree. Chaney's not gonna get Georgia to a national championship. You got the two best running backs in the freaking country behind one of the best offensive line in the country, and you can't run the ball? Really? Look at Jake Fromm about to get sacked again. Are they gonna say holding? What are they gonna say? The O-line's getting destroyed. Absolutely. They haven't prepared for this game. Nobody's told them or made them watch tape at all.
Getting a hold on Isaiah Wilson.
And they're gonna call hold against Georgia. Great.
What a couple of weeks Who has had at this score stand.
Yep, I agree, Zoo. Train.
Yesterday, just graduated a couple of weeks ago.
Holding against Georgia, so let's back them up. Let's back them up 10.
In 3.5 years.
Chaney needs to be replaced, yes.
One of the greatest thrills of my
This
life
is a freaking embarrassment.
Getting a college degree, said no, knowing that I'll never have to take it.
40 seconds to go, 2nd and 20.
Yeah. The degree was nice too.
You basically have to take a shot at the end zone right here.
The senior
It's the only chance you got.
Three-man rush, 2nd and 20. Man wide open. Godwin.
No timeout, clock running. What are you doing? Spike the ball. Spike the ball. Get up there and spike the ball. What are you doing? You're going to run a play.
Over the middle.
What are you doing? No. Get up to the line. Clock stops long enough to move the chains. 22 seconds. This game's pretty much over. Spike the ball. Figure out the right play.
Texas not lined up.
Throw it. Wide open. Touchdown. Too little, too late, though.
You know this game reminds me of?
They're just going to split the other BC. Look at the confusion here. That's a mayhem moment for Texas. And a nice job of Jake Crop finding DeAndre Swift.
Texas called off the dogs. Wade, I highly doubt that.
Here's Blankenship to try the extra point.
If you don't think they didn't want to shut Georgia out by more than one score, you're wrong.
Georgia with a little help from some defensive
I don't know that they wanted to be here at all.
Texas.
Well, I agree with you, directional.
Seconds to go.
– 14 seconds to go. Prevent defense. Well, they didn't prevent anything, did they? Georgia got 14 seconds. They're going to be an onside kick here, and if Georgia doesn't get it back, it's over.
This onside kick, not a high percentage play, but every now and then you see it happen.
I don't think they took it seriously. They ran their mouth on Twitter, and then they didn't get out here and back it up. And that's unacceptable. If you're going to run your mouth, get out there and back it up. And they didn't do that. Georgia should have manhandled these guys, and they didn't do it. So ball's got to go 10 yards, and it's got to go 10 yards and or touch a Texas player. The ball goes 10 yards, it's live ball. If it touches a Texas player, it's live ball. And what do we get? What do we get? They call timeout. I'm glad they called it too, because that was a terrible kick. Thank you. Helped us. I'm getting something to drink. I need some water. Georgia players didn't want to be here. It's obvious. Yeah, I agree with that. Georgia's the Ohio State of the SEC. How will Kirby spin this loss? He'll say that, Texas came out. They're a real good ball club. They played real well. They made better adjustments. We couldn't get in a rhythm. They're just a good ball team, and they beat us. That's what he'll say, something like that. Oh, not only did they do too much talking, Georgia did too much talking too. Looks like they finna kick it again. Here we go. Oh, game over. Longhorns covered it. It's in the game. Pathetic, pitiful, ridiculous, unprepared, worthless performance. Georgia didn't play like this against Alabama. Alabama's obviously a better team than Texas. Georgia didn't do what it should have done at all. Too many mental mistakes. Jake Fromm having a terrible game. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he was standing in it. I mean, just terrible. Terrible. Buckeyes probably are better than Georgia if they're going to play like this. I mean, Georgia come out and didn't play worth the damn. Georgia absolutely underestimated Texas. They didn't respect what Texas could do. Texas came out with a chip on their shoulder. They were aggravated and pissed off that they were underdogs. They're rebuilding that program. And a lot of Georgia players, I guess, thought it wasn't important. And then they come out here and acted like a bunch of high school, bush league, don't want to wrap up and tackle, no physicality, nothing. Just look like garbage all night. And the score 28-21 doesn't reflect that game. It might as well have been 28-0 for the way that Texas was beating the hell out of Georgia all game. Just terrible. Does this game? I don't care about the rankings. I really don't, because as far as the rankings go, whether Georgia's ranked number 1 or dead last, they've got to win every game they play in order to get the college football playoff. That's the way that's going to have to be every year. It was a good season. Season's over. Texas wanted it. Texas earned it. My hat's off to Texas and Texas fans. It's just they played their butts off. So Georgia didn't want it. Georgia didn't take care of the ball. Just it is what it is. Georgia's got some growing to do, and the first place they need to grow is in that offensive coordinator spot, because our offensive coordinator can't adjust for crap. And to put a moral touchdown at the end of the game here was terrible. To try for it to come down to a minute before you can figure out how to actually play football is pathetic. And Georgia fans deserve better than this. Georgia fans deserve so much better than this. We put our hearts and souls into this, and in the fans, I mean, the team was completely unfreaking prepared. The coaches didn't get the players prepared. The coaches weren't prepared. They come out here and look like hot garbage, embarrass us, embarrass themselves. And they want to sit there and talk about the college football committee getting it wrong? No. That has nothing to do with tonight's game. What happened tonight was that Georgia players and Georgia coaches didn't want it. That's the way it is. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the fans that spent their hard-earned money to travel to that game, them coaches got paid to go to that game. Them players didn't cost them a dime to go to that game. But the fans that went to that game paid out the nose, and they didn't deliver. So, you know, they got to do better than that. That's absolutely unacceptable. A loss like this, somebody needs to get fired. And if that hurts your feelings as a Georgia fan, I'm sorry. Texas is a good ball club, but we should have beat the hell out of them. At the end of the day, that's the way it is. Is Mark Richt available? Yeah, Mark Richt 2.0 it was sitting in the offensive play calling booth. There's no reason that as a Georgia fan we should put up with that. What about that skull dragging that was supposed to happen? It didn't. It didn't, because we weren't prepared. Georgia number 5, SEC number 4 in the country, maybe, but they didn't show it tonight. Kirby might need to go. We should have smoked this team. Sick of mediocrity with these teams we got. No, Kirby's fine. We just gotta. Chaney sucks. Yeah, Chaney sucks. Chaney's got to go. We're supposed to be the second best in the SEC, and this makes us look terrible. If you look at the score tomorrow, it's been 28-21. You know, Texas beat them by a touchdown. Oh hell no, that's not the way it went. Texas beat the hell out of us, and we didn't play at all. It wasn't just the coaches. It was not just the coaches. It was the players too. They said earlier in the game that Kirby Smart had to get after. They had to sit some starters because they wouldn't get into practice. They wouldn't get out there and perform. They ended up having to run 2s and 1 spots to try and get them motivated. And I'm sorry, but if those players don't want to come out here and play in the Dad Blame Sugar Bowl, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all got to find a way to fix that crap, because that's unacceptable. Just absolutely unacceptable. Kirby bears responsibility for Chaney, absolutely. The fumbles, the screw-ups on special teams, kicking the ball out of bounds, kicking it 10 yards, taking a damn knee when you're punting the ball, throwing the ball away, dropping passes, can't tackle, trying to hit tackle, letting guys that run the ball. I don't know why we couldn't stop the run tonight. And I know the run's not our strong suit, but when we're hitting guys behind the line and they're still running 5 and 6 yards and they're half the size of our linebackers, but they're still pushing, it just tells me they don't have the physicality. Unprepared. Absolutely unprepared. When DeAndre Baker changed his mind, I had a bad feeling then. Maybe. Clemson Tiger Nation says, George, take a seat. Yeah, we need to take a seat and figure out what the hell we're doing wrong. Because you can't play on the big stage doing that. I mean, you got 2 of the best running backs in the nation, and you can't run the ball with them behind one of the biggest offensive lines in the nation. an offensive line that was able to push around Alabama for 3.5 quarters, but we can't push Texas, that don't make any sense. That tells me that they wasn't prepared. They just wasn't prepared. It's unacceptable. Chris, that's a bold statement. You counting your chickens before they hatch. Butch Jones plus Jim McElwain equals championship. And what, the FCS? It's not, I don't know if it's Kirby can't make adjustments, but the adjustments that I've seen is the freaking offense. Alabama. Texas scored 21 points in the first half, but they only scored 7 in the second half, so the defense made the adjustments. The damn offense couldn't make the adjustments, and that continues to be a problem. Continues to be a problem. Kirby is by himself now. He's missing Tucker right now. It's not Tucker. It's freaking Jim Chaney. Georgia's cursed. Might be. Just hire Butch Jones. Hell no. There's no way I'll ever hire Butch Jones. I ain't hiring Mark Rick either. I ain't hiring Urban Meyer. I ain't hiring none of them. I'll tell you what, they need to hire me to be offensive coordinator because I can do that. Pay me millions of dollars. And then at least when we lose, you can say, well, that guy don't know a damn thing about playing an offensive coordinator. He's not offensive coordinator. Jeez. 14-21 until like the last 10 minutes of the game. I don't know why we didn't just kneel the ball. And then at least we'd say, why'd y'all kneel the ball? Man, we didn't play the rest of the game. No sense in trying to play the last 20 seconds. Butch going to Maryland with Mike. I hope he does. Where was Naughter today? I don't know. We had several. It's just we had 72 yards rushing. You hear that? 72 yards rushing. My God, I'm 38 years old and I can do better than that. That's ridiculous. Miko was quiet too. It wasn't that Miko was quiet; they wasn't throwing it. They couldn't throw the damn ball. Did Holloman catch a pass or just drop 5? I don't know. I think he dropped 10 or 12. Georgia played for about 2 minutes and 42 seconds of that entire game. I agree. We scored more points against most of the teams we played in the first half of this season than we scored in 99% of that game. Ridiculous. Wonder what Lou is thinking. Lou's probably jumping off a roof right now. That's probably true, David. I'm not going to say that out loud, but that's probably true. Frankie overrated, I don't think is accurate. You play Alabama that close, that doesn't make you overrated. UGA fans better go check on Lou. Yeah, probably. What do you think about the Gators in the bowl game? They look good, man. They look prepared. We obviously didn't. Bama will carry the SEC like always. I hope so. I think Notre Dame would have beat us. I doubt that. I think that the fact that we didn't get to play in the college football playoff pissed off a lot of players. And because of that, they just went out there and they didn't give a shit. They just didn't care. And normally I refrain my language a little bit, but I'm a little bit upset tonight. So, sorry. What's going on, Gator? Why were we so bad? Because we didn't care. We just flat out did not care. Look at the tackling. The tackling did not exist. I didn't see one wrap-up tackle all night. I didn't see one. I mean, who in the world is going to jump out there and try to hit tackle a Power 5 conference team, running back, quarterback, any of that? Nobody. And every game counts. Absolutely right. I mean, it matters to us fans because we stay invested. I follow the team in the offseason. I follow the recruiting. I do my videos. I respond to the fans. I respond to guys that are subscribed to me. I even respond to the trolls. And all of us have a vested interest in college football. But the problem that we run into is that the damn coaches can't get the players fired up for the game. That's pathetic. In the Sugar Bowl, you're mad because you're not playing in a championship game. You're mad because you're not playing in a college football game. But you're playing in a New Year's Six game. It should mean something. Georgia just matches up good with Alabama. We are not on their level. I mean, that's just semantics. I mean, you can argue it either way. The UGA let Bama beat them twice. I don't know about let, but I think couldn't stop them from beating them because Chaney can't make the damn adjustments. Careless teams always lose. I agree. We were absolutely careless today. The Texas Longhorns did a great job. UGA was defeated before they went on that field. That's absolutely true. I mean, when you've got fans from other teams, from other SEC teams, other teams, the teams that we play regularly that hate us, tell us that I wanted y'all to win. And then you go out there and you just roll over. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Embarrassing as a team, embarrassing as a fan, embarrassing as a conference, just absolutely embarrassing. UGA defeated themselves. Give credit to Texas now. Texas went out there and performed. It wasn't just Georgia beating itself. Fields should stay. Why should Fields stay? He already sees that Georgia can't do what it needs to do. I don't blame him for leaving. The problem with Chaney is that he is old and not creative in play calling anymore. That may be true. DeJuan Mathis for Heisman. I doubt it. I doubt it. And for those of you that are hating on Jake Fromm, please understand something. I don't care whether Jake Fromm is Drew Brees or ends up being the next Tom Brady or Joe Montana. I don't care. All I want is the best quarterback for Georgia. And if you look at his numbers, believe it or not, he's an amazing quarterback. He really is. But if the coaches don't help him get prepared, if we don't get the defense prepared, if we can't make the offensive adjustment, it doesn't matter how good he is, he'll lose. Do you think LSU would beat Bama next year? Because LSU is really not losing anybody. Hold on.
And what they've done the last few years. But as far as our program, I think it means we're heading in the right direction. Our trajectory is very bright. And we've got a bunch of seniors here that 2 years ago bought in to our way of doing things. And I can't thank them enough. And they will be remembered throughout the University of Texas history forever.
There are 26 seniors
Anyway.
on this team, and I think you show great belief in them. Where
Yeah, I agree with you, Grun.
3 times, and on 4th and goal.
Just look away, dude. Tom thought he could run tonight. Yeah, I don't think he thought he could run. I felt like he felt like he had to run. Felt like he had to run because the damn offensive line wasn't prepared for the Texas defense to stop with the schemes that they were running. Georgia makes the defense adjustment at the half. Georgia will not win a national championship off from a score. I absolutely agree, Trey. That's what I've been saying, dude. I'm sorry, VLR. I missed your comment, dude. Throw it up here and I'll review it. What did you say? Copy and paste. Trash. Accurate. Texas looked like Debo tonight. He did. Ohio State is trash. Purdue, really? VLR, dude, what was your question, man? There's so much chat's going by so fast, I can't scroll back and find it. Just throw it up there again. I'll answer your question, man. Georgia's going to continue to be competitive with Alabama just because of the way we're recruiting. But, I mean, we're always going to be in the talk. What the hell are you going to do after Monday? I don't know. Try to recruit some more, I guess. Need to find a better coach. SEC is losing to lower and lower ranked Big 12. Big 12, say what you want to about being lower ranked. Texas was second in the Big 12. So, I mean, it's not like they were a terrible team. Respect Texas. We came to play. Nick, you're right, dude. UGA still a top contender. Just caught Georgia on a bad night. Yeah, but we can't have bad nights like this all the time, man. It's just not acceptable. SEC smug turns into tears. I'm not crying, dude. UGA shit the bed. Fire Kirby. Not so smart. I'm not firing Kirby. Just need to fire freaking Jim Chaney. Georgia has elite talent, needs elite coaching. That's true. Florida might rank higher than Georgia. This is hilarious. And we'll see. I don't really care about the duck. I don't really care about the ranking. We still got to win the games. I don't think he'll break a TV. I just think he'll be really upset and he'll probably be pointing out the same stuff I'm pointing out. Just didn't play worth a damn. I really didn't. Their mascot's out there making confetti angels. Fire Chaney. Texas is back, folks. And I've been saying for a while Texas's program is getting better. Georgia, Bama, LSU will run the SEC next year. Yep. Hurricane season, Texas still won't do shit. Do you think, hold on, somebody asked a question about Florida. Do you think Florida has any chance of beating Georgia next year? Yeah. I mean, they're a good team. They definitely got a chance. This game was over in the pregame when Bevo killed Uga. Pretty much. They had pretty much spelled out how the whole game was going to go. Hire Lane Kiffin. UFCS. I hate Texas. Happy we don't have Mark Richt anymore. Yeah, I'm happy we don't have him either. UGA has elite recruiting, but the The game coaching is lacking. I agree. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I can understand why you're saying that it just hurts Georgia's pride, but at the end of the day, Georgia's got to. You can't get to these bowl games and act like they mean nothing because it pisses the fans off something serious. And it shows that your coaching staff's not taking it seriously. It shows that you're not preparing properly, and that's unacceptable. Will we ever win a championship? We won the SEC last year, but national championship, I mean, it's so dang hard to win that. All right, here's VLR's question. He finally retyped it. Brett, do you think LSU will beat Bama next year? Because Bama is losing so much. LSU is really not losing anybody. Almost 4 5-stars and 11 4-stars. It's certainly a possibility that LSU could beat Alabama, but it's going to have to be one of those things where you're going to have a night where LSU has a couple of things kind of go their way, and Alabama's got to have a couple of things kind of not go their way. It's not just going to be a skull dragging because there's still a lot of talent on Alabama's team. Alabama is losing a lot of players, but the problem that you have is that Alabama rotates so good throughout the games that even their second string and third string guys who are going to be here the year after, the next year and the year after that are getting a lot of play time. So when they show up next year, they're not just fresh, they've played. National championship, forget an SEC championship. Well, it is what it is, man. Hey, you guys, do me a favor. You made it this far in the video and live feed. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It helps the metric, pushes the number around to other people. It makes it improve how it does in the recommended video category, and that helps me get more subscribers, and that again, of course, increases the content. So I really appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate your thumbs up. And for those of you who are watching me and are glad I'm miserable, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up for entertaining you for a few minutes. It's been a great game as far for Texas, but for Georgia, it showed us that we've definitely got some weaknesses. It shows us that some of our talents didn't get put on display tonight. UGA Dodo. There should be like 455 likes right now. I like you, Reasonable Gump. That's a reasonable thing to say. Y'all have 3 losses to Ohio State, lost 1 game. But Ohio State didn't play Alabama. So, can't really say that. If Ohio State played Alabama, they'd probably be dragging an L too. Just the way that goes. Texas wanted it more, plain and simple. Billy Bob, I couldn't have said it clearer, man. You're absolutely right. Brick Squad, that's hard to say that the committee got it right. And the reason for that is because I feel like that Georgia felt let down. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate the thumbs up. It does mean something to me. It really does. But whenever you have a team that really wanted to be in the college football playoff and they've worked really hard and they played in the national championship last year, and you're right at that precipice and you go, oh, man, we got hosed. And then you watch Notre Dame go out there and get mollywopped and you go, man, that should have been us. And then you watch Oklahoma go out there and get beat and you go, oh, that should have been us. And, man, we got to play Texas, and we really don't want to play Texas. I can understand that mentality because keep in mind that these are just kids, man. They're just kids. And Georgia didn't prepare. Georgia didn't want it. Texas did. Texas prepared. Texas come out there and executed. Georgia couldn't tackle. Texas could. I mean, everything that Georgia wasn't doing. Absolutely. They absolutely. Well, here's Kirby. Hold on.
It gives the other team motivation, but our team was motivated to play Texas. Texas outplayed us, outcompeted us, outcoached us.
We know that.
They did a lot of things better than us.
Yeah, we know, including score points. 0-4 in 3 seasons under Smart when failing to run for 100 yards. So basically, if Kirby can't run the ball, we lose. Hope you're recording Kirby telling the truth in the post game. I agree. I said all that stuff earlier.
On that first quarter, and we got in that tough hole, didn't it? It did, and those are all things that we control. You know what I mean? We control the snap, we control Jake's knee, we control whether we possess the ball or not, because people try to take it from you. But those are all things that you got to be resilient about and go out and overcome. And if you prepare right and you go out there and play your best football game, you don't. I
agree, Chad.
And you got to be able to overcome those sometimes. You think about this year.
3 years, Sadie.
Start of a game similar to like that, really all year. So you got to do a better job of okay, that players should have.
Well, I'm not going to say Mark Richt because Mark Richt never got us into these games. Mark Richt never got us into contention for national championship, and the whole time he was here, I think he won one SEC championship game in 2004. So we've still got some learning and some growing to do, but I mean, still not a bad season. We're still in national championship talks, you know, in 2 years in a row. I mean, it's hard to be upset. It's easy to be disappointed. But, you know, it's because as fans, we have high expectations of what we think that our team should be at. And we're going to continue to lean on that. I think we have a right to have that expectation. LSU is number 4 in recruiting. Yeah, LSU's doing a great job recruiting. Their program's doing real well. Urban Meyer never had a 3-loss season at Ohio State. Well, he also plays in the conference that he plays in. I still trust Kirby, and I hope you do. I do trust Kirby. I like Kirby. I just don't like Jim Chaney. I almost called him Dick Cheney. Oh, man. Somebody's going to make a hunting joke. I just know it. Go Tigers. Time for the Christmas tree to come down. Look. So who said that? Mark, let me show you something, Mark. You ready? We love Christmas at my house, right? So there's our big Christmas tree, right? And here is another Christmas tree. Let's go for a walk. I know, I'm just showing them the Christmas trees we have. I have another Christmas tree right here. And I have another Christmas tree up there. Oh, and there's a Christmas tree in my son's room, too. Georgia's overrated. Here comes the trolls. I can't even say your name, dude. It's in Japanese squiggles, man. How long has Chaney been down there? The answer is too long. We must really like Jesus. We're trying to get on his good side. I heard it's a good place to be. Georgia was not motivated. Georgia is so overrated. Evan, you can't watch one game and say Georgia's overrated. You need to go back and watch the rest of it. You know, we are overrated. We suck. No, we're not overrated. No, we don't suck. We had a couple of bad games. It just is what it is. Jesus is a Bama fan. Oh, wait a minute. This is you typed it, so it may say Jesus. That may be Jesus is a Bama fan. So if Dan Mullen could recruit, he would be better than Kirby easily. Maybe. I don't know. 3 losses is tough, though. Yeah, 3 losses is tough, but when one of those losses is to the national championship, I'm the national champion last year and a national champion this year, it's, you know, that one is not that bad. But you can't win games. Yeah, we kind of can. We've been, you know, 10-win season is not a bad season, man. He is a Bama fan and a Patriots fan. I think he plays on those teams. We're overrated and undercoached. I think that we're just undercoached in some spots. We've got the talent on the field. We just got to get them coached right. I hated to hear overrated chants. Yeah, they're just doing that to razz us. Score 4. If I had to, yeah, they're all of the overrated chants were just to get back at all the razzing and jazzing that we had done. Squiggles, that's going to be your name. Georgia overrated. Squiggles, dude, type your name so that I can read it in the chat bar because Squiggles is a ridiculous name. The Bama Clemson game prediction, if they want to play. Let's see. It's going to be a close game. I'd probably say 35-28. I mean, it's just going to be a close game. Dogs played down to their No, we didn't play down to our competition. We didn't play at all, man. We played like crap. Justin. Okay, so your name is Justin. They cost you money today. Justin, if you bet money on football, you can expect to lose from time to time. VLR, Brett. LSU is getting the top recruit in the country, and his name is Derek Stingley, who is already enrolled at LSU. Please respond. What position does he play, VLR? I don't even know who that guy is. I haven't paid much attention. But I can absolutely tell you that one cornerback. I can absolutely tell you that one player does not a championship teammate. He plays every position. UCF would beat Ohio State. I doubt it. Clemson copies LSU stadium mascot. So does Mizzou. So does Auburn. What part of Georgia do I live in? I live near Atlanta. Texas would never come to as close as we did with Bama. I agree with that. This year was Georgia's best chance. I disagree with that. How the fuck do we lose? We weren't prepared. We got out there. We played flat. We played flat as dishwater. We didn't want it. We didn't care. You can tell the players just were not interested in tackling. I don't feel like anybody really put their body on the line at any given time. There was no physicality. There was no. Evan Darty says salty. Dude, I'm not salty. I'm calling it like it is, man. And I'm sorry. If you think this is salty, you need to go watch Uncle Lou.
Pure soul.
What's that?
Pure soul.
Not many fans are salty and yeah. I'm gonna be laying you out on the floor. You keep on running your mouth there, young man.
Catch me if you can, Ash.
I can catch you, and you know it. So we were out man receivers versus defensive backs. We were just beat all the way around, man. I mean, our running backs couldn't run the ball. The freaking receivers couldn't catch. Damn safeties couldn't tackle. The linebackers couldn't tackle. Offensive line couldn't create gaps. Defensive line couldn't keep the ball on the. I mean, couldn't stay off the field. Just terrible. Have I been to an Atlanta United game ever? No, but my cousin's a big fan. He wants me to go next year, so I'll probably end up going. Georgia felt snubbed and had nothing to play for. I think that was a part of it. I do. Georgia's a joke. Sir, you don't watch much Georgia football, so I don't expect you to know much about Georgia. Dan Mullen has the same amount of losses as Kirby with 1 year plus less talent. That's crazy. Same amount of losses as Kirby in 1 year. Yeah. I okay, what you're saying. Do I think Joe Burrow will have a better season than he had this year? He's gotten much better. Yeah, Joe Burrow continues to get better and better, and he showed it tonight. He's capable of reading the field real well and figuring out a defense without having to constantly look at the sideline. That guy's getting better and better. Uncle Lou's video is out. Kyler Murray going to Major League Baseball. I don't know. Less talent kicked your ass. It did. It absolutely did, UTEX. There's no doubt about it, man. UGA always loses big games. Not always. We beat Oklahoma last year. And we beat Auburn in the SEC championship, so not always. SEC East will be a lot tougher next year. Absolutely. Florida's getting better. South Carolina's not. University of Kentucky's getting better. So, yeah. If Alabama win next week, I'm going to have you they're going to turn me into a Crimson Tide fan. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Here, and I'll show you why. Okay. I'm dyed in the wool, man. I can't jump ship. So, oh man, it's the national championship that counts. Thanks, Ian. See, Georgia top 10 team just didn't show up. I agree. Come to the dark side, brother. Georgia will be the next dynasty. Yeah, I get tired of hearing that. No, David, it's not an Auburn tattoo. It's a Georgia tattoo. Texas recruited really well since Herman arrived. Herman's doing good things at Texas. It's clear. And the past couple of years, I thought they were going to turn it around. Looks like this year they're finally getting in the right direction. So, hope my grandfather doesn't go back to see a Georgia Tech fan after this loss. Thanks, Jeremy. I really appreciate it, guys. Watching the channel. JC, thanks, man. Is Quanon Williams a fine young man? I don't know what that means, and I'm scared to respond. Did I just say South Carolina's in the SEC? I don't count them. They are, but barely. There's an application out to get them in the ACC. Whenever Swift fumbles twice, that means hell's freezing over. I agree with that. Brett, did you know LSU? LSU what? Thoughts on Quanon Williams? I don't know who Quanon Williams is. I haven't looked him up. So you can turn that Green Bay. I'm not going to be a Packers fan. I don't really like pro football. What is the number one running back that LSU recruited? I don't keep up much of the recruiting with LSU. I'll look into it a little bit, though. A defensive tackle for Bama. I don't know much about him. Am I going to continue with videos during the off season? Yeah, typically during the off season, I'll make videos and kind of discuss upcoming schedules, who we're going to be playing, what I think the thoughts are, what the recruiting is coming at, who's signed up, who's enrolled, what the recruiting ranking class is. And you know, I kind of go over some of that stuff. One of the things that I'm looking at doing, and I'll get you guys' opinion since I've got so many of you on here right now, is they're starting up it's kind of like a minor league or an alternate league for pro football. It's a minor league basically, and Aaron Murray is actually going to be the quarterbacks of what they're going to call the Atlanta Legends. I was gonna start following that and making videos about that, but I don't know if you guys would be interested in it or not. Clemson is, at least Georgia has a great kicker, unlike us. Well, kickers don't always win you games. You can't beat mobile QBs, Brett. Yeah, that's true. Mobile QBs are hard to beat. Do you think Clemson will beat Alabama? No. Do you think UGA true? Not sure what that means. Bleach, we get it. Bleach? What are you talking about, Freddie? Bleach? Alabama line or Clemson's defensive line? I think Clemson's defensive line, it might be as good, but I think having a mobile quarterback and an amazing backup mobile quarterback is Alabama's strength. It took both of their quarterbacks both years to beat us. You think they will motivate Kirby next year because the Texas fans called us overrated, but we are not. Mark Dempsey says hook 'em horns. I think he already did, man. We didn't even want to play this game. I don't know, man. I think there's going to be some soul searching in Georgia locker room to figure out what the hell's going on, but it's just terrible. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I've been on here for about an hour now. I'm tired. I got to go to work in the morning. So LSU are champs, right? Yeah, LSU are national champs. All right, guys. Thanks. It was a good game. Go Dogs, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks again.